Everything I say is satirical, and my lawyer did not advise me to say that.
Take a bite. It's really neat.
No wasabi.
Here.
Oh, okay. Let's see her reaction to the wasabi. Here we go. It's Megan.
Wow.
I think that's the wasabi.
That's spicy.
Does it taste like wasabi?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That's cool.
She's like, why did you make me eat that?
Yeah, I need some water.
So we're trying.
I need some water. Look at Megan's face.
Wow.
So we talked to the chef about making a wasabi pesto and using that with.
I was not expecting that. I know.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I was not expecting.
I'm sorry.
Her eyes are watering.
I should have prepared you more.
That sounds cool, though.
Eat that.
So why is it so?
Hello. I am John Beckmann, Professor John Beckmann, Dr. John Beckmann, the father who said the transgenic mother of sin, your hostess with the mostess. Get a green screen in the back. It won't turn black. Have my brain tied behind my back, just to make it fair. So today I'm going to do a reaction to the Auburn agriculture YouTube pages, Our Work Seminar, Vertical Farms. Okay. Auburn agriculture, the College of Ag is doing a really awesome job, really great job marketing, people doing cool research at Auburn. It's good that they're telling these research stories and they're making really high quality videos doing really great things. So let's give them a like here. Bing. And I'm gonna do a reaction video to this. I'm gonna do a reaction to this video. This will be fun, but I do have to be careful because these are people that I work with, so I have to tone down my reaction a little bit. Make sure everything's cool. But no, these are great people at College of Ag Communications. They're making great stuff, and I'm happy to react to it. Hopefully, I'll get some funny comments. With that said, just a couple quick announcements. So if you go to my website, stampedepress.com, you go to buy swag. It's going to hook you up with my design, my t-shirt designs. And we just put out a new Beckmann Lab heavy metal, death metal t-shirt. So if you want the Beckmann Lab heavy metal, death metal t-shirt, which features a flaming Beckmann Lab logo, underneath it says, "We will find a way or we will make one," which is a quote from Hannibal. Hannibal, conqueror of Rome. And the image here is a hearkening back to famous woodcuts of Vlad the Impaler. Anyway, so if you want any Beckmann Lab swag, check that out. Back to the reaction. Okay. Hopefully this works. Let's make this full screen. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Our Work seminar featuring the Vertical Farms
Megan.
here on Auburn's campus in the Transformation Garden. We're going to learn a lot about this new facility and see how it provides food for Auburn's community.
Ooh. They are bumping up their video game here. This is the first Our Work seminar here where I've seen these fancy edits. This is cool. Yeah, they got the music. They got the inspirational music. I want the death metal music when mine comes out.
Tell us about the green corridor on Auburn's campus.
This is a chair of horticulture.
So on Auburn's campus, we have several different green spaces that are actually connected. And we start off behind the Jewel Collins Art Museum.
So that is one thing that's really cool about Auburn's campus is we literally have like farms like on campus, When I first started here, like one of the things I would do is on my lunch breaks, I would walk around and I would go to the farms and I would sit in the giant tractors and take selfies in the tractors. So like we do have a really cool campus with lots of green space and lots of spaces where they're growing stuff. It's true. He's right outside, like it looks like he's right by the cotton fields, right outside by the health buildings.
Come across the street to where the Goose Center is. And then this whole section here, this 16 acres.
Yeah, look at that.
we're
That's
in
a
right
nice
now is
shot.
the Transformation Garden.
Yeah, that's where they park
That
the
connects to the
tractors.
Arboretum, and then across the street to the Memory Garden, and you can basically have green space all the way up to Toomer's Corner. It's quite impressive.
Yeah. So why is that so important for a campus to have?
Well, green space is important for our mental health, right? Whether we come out for a walk, we come out to observe.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that. And I do that. I do that every day. If I usually walk around campus around lunchtime. And that's usually top space where I'm going. I'm going there, the Arboretum or the gardens.
Nature. For students, of course, this is a place where they're going to learn. And the Transformation Garden, which is central to that whole corridor, is 16 acres of prime real estate on Auburn's campus, where students are going to get hands-on learning experiences with all the important crops that we grow in Alabama and others.
And I would suggest, as Auburn's campus expands, which it is expanding, my suggestion is we try to, in the College of Agriculture, we try to keep that green space, try to not sell that off to build condominiums.
And even ornamental crops that we use to beautify the landscapes around our homes. It's pretty amazing.
So how will students actually use this space?
So in some cases, they'll be out here with a class, and the class will actually use this as a place where they'll teach the students about all.
That's true. I do see that. I see all times they go around and they look at the plants. I see that. I can vouch for that.
The different kinds of plants, how to grow them, how to harvest them. They may be out here doing a research project for a professor. They may be taking something that's going to be used in culinary and in food preparation. And in some cases, they're actually going to be growing food for the cafeteria system here at Auburn.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So what about the non-agricultural student? Like, how do you see them using this space?
Well, we want all of Auburn students to understand the food system.
But we love the agriculture students the best.
Right? And to see how plants grow, how they beautify the environment. I think we could have students from any major out here either working as a part-time student or just out here to enjoy the beauty of it. And we also want to engage the community. So we have a children's garden as well, where we can have young people come out before they are university students and learn about plants and learn about agriculture and all the ways that they interact with each other, and think about maybe that's something I might want to do.
Yeah. So tell us about, so the Transformation Garden is being broken up to different, I guess, spaces.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about those spaces?
Yes. So the 16 acres are divided up into different chunks.
Well, let's check this out. Oh, okay. So now I know what's going on. Here are the cotton fields. This is where they do experiments. Like this is a continuing experiment that's been going on for like 100 years.
We have
a maze? I have not seen that on campus. If they're building that, that's going to be totally cool. An ornamental garden maze. I'm excited to see that. So this looks like something that they are like in progress of building.
vineyard. We have an area where we grow
A
plants
vineyard?
that are invasive or weeds. We grow grain crops that are used for making things like bread. We have vegetables that are grown in the ground, or that are grown in high tunnels, or that are grown in greenhouses, or even like vertical farms that we have over here. So all the important crops that we grow in the state will be represented here, and even some other ones.
Vertical farms. Okay, we got these sheds that can stack up on each other.
So behind us we have these shipping containers.
Look at him. Look at his smile. He's so excited about this. Hang on. Let me just slow motion that smile.
So behind us we have these
Look at that grin. He's so happy about this. No, it is cool. It's cool.
shipping containers, and these have been converted into a place to grow plants. So maybe you've been traveling down the interstate and you've seen one of these on the back of a truck. Well, these are permanently here. They're plugged into power, they're plugged into water. They have temperature control, humidity control. We can add CO2 to grow plants in there. And they're vertical farms, so we are growing all different kinds of greens.
What I'd like to see is, so I get that they're vertical farms. I'd like to see them stacked up. Like in the future, I'd like to see this expand, and I'd like to see them stack up high. Like, let's see how high they can stack. Let's test the actual vertical farming. Or is the premise just you figure out how to grow things in contained areas and then you would expand that to like a building? I'm not sure. I'd like to learn.
And we're using those in the campus dining here at Auburn University.
Awesome. Can we check them out?
We sure can.
Okay, here's Dan. Here's Dan. I before when I first moved to campus, I was on a committee with Dan. And like we don't know each other that well because he's in horticulture and I'm in entomology, plant pathology. But I just know him as like the beard guy. He's got the perfect beard. His beard is like pristinely conditioned. Just wait till he turns his head. They cut it off. They're building the suspense.
So Dr.
He's got the perfect beard.
Wells, tell us about what we're seeing. So from start to finish, how does this work?
Okay, so we're inside the vertical farms now, and so what we do is we start seeds in these little peat moss plugs, and this is what we call our nursery area. And so we put seeds in these little plugs, and then they get all the nutrients, all the water, all the light that they need in these shelves. And they grow in here for 2 to 3 weeks, and once they have reached a certain stage of growth, then we're going to transplant them to sort of finish them off.
I like these like cubic crystals of peat moss. It reminds me of like the crystal assignment we do in scientific illustration. I like these things. They look cool.
So what we transplant them into these vertical channels.
That's
And
interesting.
so when they're in this vertical system, as you can see behind me, they're going to get the same amount with the same nutrients, the same.
Wow, look at that. So it's growing like into the wall. That's fascinating.
Water, the same light, and that's going to finish them off. So they'll be in this system for about another 4 weeks or so, and then it'll be time to harvest. So you can see the roots, they're coming out of the little.
Oh, so he's already harvesting. They're growing fast. I don't know what plant this is. I don't know anything about plants, but it looks like a green vegetable you'd eat. It's fascinating to me how fast they grow.
Peat moss plug. And when we harvest these, the root system will be super long, like.
Oh, so okay, he's not harvesting yet. He's saying like when we harvest
Something
them.
like that. And basically, the roots grow wherever there's water and nutrients. And the water and nutrients are kind of coming right down these columns.
So some advice for the they got to get a de-hummer effect on to reduce that humming background noise.
And they kind of spread out in this column. And yeah, they're nice, healthy white roots. That's what we want to see. These are just young plants, so they're not fully developed yet. Another really great benefit of this, I guess, combination of technologies is that it's very water efficient, extremely water efficient. So compared with a field, we're saving probably a little bit more than 99% of water. All right, so we use, somewhere around 0.5% of the water that you would need to finish a crop of lettuce outside. And the way we do that is we have a water tank in the very back. It only holds I think it's just over 100 gallons of water for this whole thing. And when we irrigate, the water drips down through these vertical systems here, feeds the lettuce with water and nutrients.
Lettuce.
And then what's
It's
not
lettuce.
used
It's lettuce. Okay. Obviously, somebody should know that.
gets recirculated back to the tank. So it's just a closed loop system. Now, we also have monitoring
It's cool. So the water is never lost. It's like kept. That's cool.
systems in place that monitor the nutrient levels, and so we can actually add nutrients as needed. So we have an environmental control system in here. It's all controlled by a central computer, and actually we have an app. So the company that makes this container is called Freight Farms, and we have an app. It's called the Farmhand App, and so I can change anything in this farm just from my smartphone.
That's pretty awesome. They have, yeah, that's awesome.
Anything from temperature to CO2 to humidity to water, you name it. Turn the lights on and off. So yeah, everything goes through the central computer and is controlled within a certain narrow range of values that we want it to be controlled within. This panel, right?
Wow,
and
look
I
at
can
that.
get
Okay,
back
wow. Wow, okay, I did not even see that. Look at the thickness of this panel. And every single one of these is a panel. So he's got rows and rows and rows of vertical farm. Wow, okay, that's really impressive. That's cool.
and do whatever work I need to do, and then I can move it back in place for when the plants
Like a library.
are growing. So there's
But what I wonder, okay, here's what I worry about. This must only be feasible for things that like require a lot of picky hand maintenance, because you wouldn't be able to, it doesn't seem like you'd be able to run like a mechanical machine through this for like harvesting. So it seems like it's a lot of things that you'd be growing a lot of things that require like hand maintenance, or perhaps like something that hobbyists would do, like maybe like cannabis people or mushroom people. I don't know. That would be interesting to see.
modularity that helps us move around in here, and that's one of the advantages to having them vertically.
All right. So you're growing lettuce.
Also, just a disclaimer, do not listen to anything I say about like growing food, because I don't know anything about plants. Everything I say is satirical, and my lawyer did not advise me to say that.
Is that correct?
Yeah, so right now we have about, I think it's 12 different varieties of lettuce. And we're looking to see which ones do best for us. And then, of course, really importantly,
Look at Josh. Look at Josh feasting on this lettuce. Hang on.
right now we have about, I think it's 12 different varieties of lettuce. And we're looking to see which ones do best for us. And then, of course, really importantly, what our consumers want.
Okay, so wait, let me get. So funny story about Josh. Josh coordinates a lot of the productions of these movies, and he's doing a great job. So shout out to Josh. But a funny story about Josh: every time Josh coordinates me to do something with his communications office, if they take pictures or do a film, I always wear an inappropriate T-shirt on purpose to make their life difficult. Anyway.
We don't grow a lot of lettuce in Alabama because
Do you think you went to the barber like right before the shoot, just to mold the perfection of the beard and the hair?
it's either
This is all admiration.
red and blue light.
Ooh.
So we have red diodes
Now that just looks like a computer.
and we have blue diodes.
So how can students get involved?
So right now we have one of my graduate students and also 4 undergraduate students. Now all 4 of these students have either taken my hydroponics class, which is offered every fall,
Ooh, I gotta take that class.
or a special topics class that I've taught on sort of controlled environment or vertical farming.
I'm a 4th year now, coming to my senior year. I major in Beckmann, biological, agricultural, technology management. Yes, I never get tired of saying it. Last summer, I was at Manna House in Huntsville, so I started
I majored in Batman.
working actually in an indoor vertical farm, kind of like this. It was just been a big warehouse, basically. And I worked there last summer. I loved it. It was a lot of fun to like work with lettuce all summer, like understand how nutrients work and the calcium and the pH, and understanding how the whole system works. And because of that,
This guy just had an energy drink right before he got the interview.
I was able to come back here. I took Dr. Wells' hydroponics class afterwards, and then he got these, and he asked me if he wanted to hop in on this since I've already did it last summer. I was like, absolutely, let's keep it rolling. So it started then, and now
I like
still
this
wanna
guy.
start. It's a great technology to keep learning about.
So tell us what you do here, Claire.
Everything ourselves.
See, there must be a robotic system that can pop these little seeds into these things and pull them and like move them and plug them. Like there must be a robotic system that somebody's developing to like completely automate this. Like imagine if you could just set up a completely automated robotic vertical farm in a shipping container that you literally just plug in, load with seeds, and it like runs. Somebody must be working on that.
Learned a lot just working for a few months.
And all the dining facilities.
So my question is, on that lettuce, are they saving money, or is this subsidized by research funds in a sense? Like does it actually pay for itself? Is it cheaper to do it this way than it is to buy it from California? That's what I want to know.
So what we do is
and because this is research, right? So maybe long term, maybe short term, it's not cheaper, but maybe in the long term it would become cheaper. I'm not sure, but I'd like to know the answer to that question.
again, we'll take, this is not ready, but let's say 3 weeks from now when we harvest this, we'll just simply take this whole,
Rack out. That's cool.
unit, put it here, harvest it, and we have crates sitting here, and we literally put the lettuce heads in a crate, and then a student pulls up with a cart, and we load the lettuce on the cart, and they go right to the dining facility, which is less than a mile from here. So it's a super short supply chain.
You're obviously working with AU Dining. How did that partnership come about, and what's the importance of that partnership?
It's an amazing partnership. It started with Dr. Daniel Wells and Glenn Loffridge.
He's so proud.
And they had this idea to raise fish and grow vegetables through an
That is cool. And Auburn does have really good catfish.
aquaponics system. And so they are currently doing that. So the fish is going into the cafeteria system. The vegetables that they grow in the greenhouses, whether it's cucumbers or tomatoes or leafy greens, those are also going in.
I just went there. I went to the Edge Dining Buffet for the first time.
We're here with Glenn Lothridge, and we're here to check out Auburn's newest dining facility, The Edge, and learn more about the partnership between the College of Ag and dining services.
Yeah, so again,
I always felt like they should give faculty free dining plans. Like, there are some colleges that I've been at where they encourage faculty to like eat with the students, and so they give faculty like a dining plan, and then like faculty are eating there, and then it's approachable. Like you can have lunch with students and stuff. Like they should do that. Why are they not doing that? So as a part of the College of Agriculture, if we're making their lettuce, they should be giving us some free meals, people.
My name's Glenn Lothridge. I'm the director of campus dining and concession.
Okay, Glenn Lothridge, you got to give us some free meals. Faculty will go eat some free buffets in the dining halls.
Since we're going to get a really unmatched experience.
They all got free lunch. They got free lunch. Why didn't I get some free lunch?
So we're working with the chefs here on campus, trying to figure out what types of lettuce that they want and what types of lettuce the students are going to eat most of. For us, what our chefs want are what we call leaf lettuces. And so they don't form big tight heads like an iceberg. We're not going to grow iceberg lettuce. This is an example of a leaf lettuce right here. This is a leaf lettuce.
These are pretty. They're pretty.
Lettuce. They make great salads. If you've ever had a spring mix, that's a leaf.
What's a salad?
Leafy lettuce. And so they've done really well in here. Romaines haven't done as well for us. This is a romaine. We can do it, but we think we're going to go more towards the leaf lettuce. Y'all like wasabi? This is a wasabi arugula. That's called wasabi, and it does taste just like wasabi. So it's very spicy. If you want to come take a bite, it's really neat.
No wasabi.
Here.
Oh, okay. Let's see her reaction to the wasabi. Here we go. It's Megan.
Wow.
I think that's the wasabi.
It's spicy.
Does it taste like wasabi?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That's cool.
She's like, why did you make me eat that?
Yeah, I need some water.
So we're trying.
I need some water. Look at Megan's face.
Wow.
So we talked to the chef about making a wasabi pesto and using that with.
I was not expecting that. I know.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I was not
It's really
expecting.
spicy.
I'm sorry.
Her eyes are watering.
I should have prepared you more.
That sounds cool, though.
Eat that.
So why is it so important to you that students get that locally grown product?
Well, I think that one of the best arguments for sustainability is taste, right? So, I mean, if I'm getting something that's been vine ripened, that's come from somewhere close, it's fresher, you get all the flavors. So Auburn Foods is our brand. You know, one of the things, I'm an Auburn grad, so if you put an Auburn sticker on something, it's instantly more valuable to me. Tastes better, looks better, whatever.
It tastes better.
Wanted that experience for the things that we produce here. And so if you see that Auburn Food sticker, it means that it was made here on campus. We grew it.
I see. It tastes better because it's locally sourced, not because it has an Auburn sticker.
Partnerships with, obviously, with the College of Ag. We have aquaponics. We also have a partnership with our meats lab, so we do get burgers. So you'll see that.
That looks
when
good.
you're at the burger station. Things
That's
like
what I
that.
want.
So,
I want a video. Okay, next video I want a video on the slaughterhouses, and I want to see the ripe, juicy cuts of meat being barbecued. That's what I want to see. Sign me up for that artwork seminar.
that's been a huge. We also plan to use that space for tailgating, and not for the normal kind of tailgating, but for our students to be able to.
That would have been good video stuff to put in here. Get some tailgating videos at the Iron Bowl. Pop that in. That would have been good.
Tailgate. So sometimes maybe you're from another part of the country, or you're not part of a Greek organization, or have a place to go on game day, and this will be that place. We'll be able to we're going to have shakers and everything, and really try to bring that experience to students who maybe don't have that readily available to them.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun way to spend a Saturday.
Absolutely.
And really great views.
And lots of food.
Yeah.
Right?
Now they need to incorporate the brewing science department. Duh.
You can eat the whole time.
Wow, this looks really neat. Tell me about this.
So this table is going to be our Auburn family table, and it's one where we really like students to connect with one another. Most of the
that should be where the faculty go eat, at the Auburn family table.
Seating in the dining hall has power near it. This does not. This is going to be a place where we'll have baskets where we'll ask you to set your phone down and put, and connect with somebody else across the table from you. So it's really a special table for us, and we're excited to have it. It's actually an initiative that was brought to us by Lauren Bradford, who is currently Miss Alabama. And so when she was
Wait a minute. Lauren Bradford, Miss Alabama. Minimize. Hang on. Lauren Bradford, Miss Alabama. Okay.
Auburn, she proposed that was part of her platform, so it's something we want to continue on and kind of honor.
It's a good idea. Good idea.
Her as well.
That's really cool, getting to know the Auburn family. So as we wrap up the tour, Glenn, tell us about your favorite spot here.
Well, one of my favorites, obviously I have lots of favorite spots, but this is, probably my favorite spot. This is wood that we harvested from the site. So we had pine trees that have been here for decades.
And they cut them down.
And so we wanted to be able to preserve some of that wood, and we did so.
That's cool.
You can see this cladding, but the cool feature about it is you'll see there's nail holes, and those are from students nailing flyers throughout the years. So there's literal Auburn history kind of nailed into the wood here, and so it kind of has those student fingerprints that we're always looking for.
That's cool. Style points.
In anything that we do.
But it can definitely help us launch into our career, because it's like the future. This is like innovative technology. This is like the next step going forward. So for us being here, like on the kind of the cutting edge, we're the first people to work here in these freights here in Auburn. It's a huge honor, because like we're all stoked to be here. We all love working here. We're all big fans of each other.
He wants to grow the cannabis.
So like I think it's gonna help us as a team and actually learning more hydroponic knowledge.
I wish this would have been available for me when I was an undergraduate student. It would have been amazing. I grew up in a traditional ag world. We had greenhouses back in those.
That's the tractor I sat in.
days, but we didn't have vertical farms, for example. But our students need to learn the whole breadth of what can be done in terms of food growing, from traditional systems that are in the ground, let's say it's an apple tree or a grapevine or whatever, all the way to what we're doing in high-tech greenhouses, to high-tech vertical farms. And there are good career opportunities out there. And the controlled environment area of agriculture is growing at a phenomenal pace in North America. Large investments, big, huge greenhouse ranges going in, and more production in vertical farming systems. So it's an exciting time, really.
Yeah.
It's a growing industry. There's lots of research that needs to be done, and then there's obviously just a lot of, the more people that get involved, the more developed the industry will become. If you're interested, if a student is interested in getting involved, I would say that probably the first step is to reach out to me or to take one of my classes. That's probably the best way to get to know me.
That was good. That was good. That was good. Good work, guys. Very nice.
I show me